Welcome back to another vlog. I am in the GOAT mobile because I'm going on an adventure today with my friend here. We are going to be doing an RFP with the strategy team and the video team. I have no idea what an RFP is, so I'm going to find out what that is. And then to the GOAT studio to do some stop motion. Again, let's find out exactly what that is all about. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Let's go.
I don't know how much I can say. We are on a five-a-side pitch in Brixton. The reason for which is we're trying to win a pitch.
This will end up being a video within a video.
We want to basically show this client how much
We're
thinking
to work
about them.
with them.
Because we're obsessed. And we're also showing off how good their product is.
Because we're going to go in and take stuff out and then reverse the footage in the edit so it look like we're putting it together. And that means we can get it perfect before we actually dismantle it.
Is that great editing or is that cheating, Tom?
That is cheating, but that's also exactly what that might as well be my job description on LinkedIn. Yeah. We should totally all lie down facing up as well when we finish it as well.
Absolutely not. I'm not on that floor. I just saw a toenail on it. I'm not laying on that.
Jago, on HR, you are G16, which means you are the 16th GOAT employee.
Yeah.
So you've seen a lot change in the company.
I thought I was a lower number, but yes, nearly 5 years of working in strategy and doing pitches.
G9, you're the 9th GOAT employee.
That is quite impressive, isn't it?
So you've seen quite a lot of the company change?
I have.
The type of pitch has changed, how we approach the pitch has changed. The thing that we're able to pitch for has changed massively. On a yearly basis, we're pitching for some of the biggest brands in the world, and we're winning quite a lot of them as well.
Where we were so small, it was a real everyone kind of does a bit of everything vibe. With getting bigger, I think we've obviously implemented all of those processes, so we're a lot more process driven.
There's so much more detail now. There's so much more that we can do.
What is a RFP, and is an RFP an actual pitch?
An RFP is... Shall I move? Usually it will be request for proposal, request for pitch. Usually a bigger brand will come to us and ask us to pitch or put a proposal together for them.
They kind of happen in phases. They start off by asking about you, which is an RFI. And they say, what type of agency are you? How many people are you? All that kind of thing.
A slightly more, I guess, process driven again, pitch process where their procurement teams will be involved. It's a lot more about the financials.
And our job is to come up with a strategic response, creative response to that, and then hopefully get invited to pitch it, ultimately win the work really.
Usually means that it will be a much longer term contract rather than just doing kind of the one-off projects. We'll usually become their retained social influencer content gen agency.
How many of these do we actually do a year?
Oh my goodness, wow. Maybe between 20 to 50.
Most of them tend to come through in the next 3 months in Q4 because RFPs tend to be a bigger scope of work, so we're looking at 2023 as a whole.
Q1, Q4, beginning, end of the year when people are starting to review what they're doing, going ahead into the next year, so it just depends on the agency, the brand, if they're happy with their current agency roster.
We're working on a few right now and we're expecting a lot more to come through in the next couple of months.
When I joined Go 5.5 years ago, influencer marketing was still very new. We were still having to even explain to people what an influencer was, how it's different from a celebrity, what the kind of power of influencers was.
I remember in the early days of getting them, we'd have this huge brand name come through and this big budget and we'd all get super excited. But in hindsight, I would say that we were kind of running around like headless chickens, not really understanding what was really important. The best RFPs at their core solve very simple problems in a clever way. What we now do very, very early on is we build a team. So that will include, campaign pods, people from the account management team who are aligned with that kind of client. You'd have a couple of people from my team in strategy. You'll have people from insights.
Obviously, we always want to put the best people on the accounts that they're suited to. So if someone has experience working with an FMCG brand, then we want to try and, as long as they're not competitors, then we'll want to try and place the best people for those brands.
And between us, we can go and do a load of research, we can respond to loads of the technical questions. What we really want to do is not understand what they're asking in a prescriptive manner, but understand what their problems are, what their business is struggling with, what their current agency is really bad at, what are their biggest pain points, and then from that we can build a really solid response. But if people are too prescriptive about, they say, oh, well, I want this platform, I want this many posts, I want this type of person. They've tried to do too much of the work for us, and actually they can be wrong quite a lot of the time. Whereas if they go right the way back to what's the problem, then we can go around about the process of deciding, well, what is the right platform, who are the right influencers, what is the right content strategy, shall we use paid media, how should we use paid media, rather than kind of like telling us exactly what we should do and us saying, okay, yes, we can do that, you know.
A lot of the time these RFPs will come with like a huge timeline with where they want to be at each stage. So it might say they want you to confirm you're participating in 2 days' time. You have a chance to send questions back to them by a certain date. There's a lot of different steps.
To be available, I think is really important. So they give you a brief and then you don't talk to them for 4 weeks. I want to talk to you at least once or twice throughout that process. Because a brief is for everyone. It's the questions that help you get to like the golden nugget, essentially, that will be what unlocks the RFP for you.
Biggest RFP learning. Oh my god, that's a lot.
Don't make it too long. And kind of like we're doing today, whenever you can make it personalised or engaging, whether that's in the pitch or outside of the pitch, your odds increase massively because people remember you and they like you, basically.
Always just staying super organised, making sure you've got support from the right people. And I would also say, it sounds really stupid, but just knowing that you understand the brief. There's nothing worse than right towards the end of thinking that you're done with something and looking back at the brief and being like, oh my god, how did I forget that huge point?
Importantly, it doesn't have to be the right idea. The client can not like the idea, but they have to like what went into the idea, the insights that went into the idea, how you presented the idea. It may not be the right idea, but that's fine. That doesn't mean that you're not the right agency. It just means that one idea wasn't right. So instead of focusing it on that one idea, focus more about the process and how you got to that idea. And then if they don't like that idea, we can say, well, we can just do this process again and come up with a different idea. And that kind of increases your chances of losing something on creative.
We are in the GOAT studio right now, and Chelsea and Charlotte is doing what's called stop motion. Really cool technique. The end result is always amazing. It's fun and engaging. Takes a lot of accuracy, precision, but most importantly, a lot of teamwork. They're doing it for an RFP, and we're basically showing the brand that we are going to go above and beyond to get results, to be fun, to be engaging, to be different, and hopefully get them to work with us, man. There you have it, stop motion for a RFP. It looks fun. Just see them do it. I am amazed, and hopefully we see more of this in the future. So I am back in the GOAT Mobile after a successful shoot with the gang. So much fun. First time doing an RFP, loved it. But now we have an excess of so much food, and here at the GOAT, we don't waste food or resources. So it is my job. I am tasked with delivering all the food now to a food bank because a lot of people in the country need it right now. And that's it. The food has been delivered. RFP done. Fun day doing something new and playing with drones. Super, super fun, man. That is it for the vlog. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. See you again soon. Peace.